Hey guys, welcome to Jonathan's room where nerdum rules and normalcy rules. Did you know that over in Colorado there has been a huge zombie outbreak? I mean, it is huge. I just saw it on the news. There's this virus that broke out. It's called H1N1Z. Oh wow. I mean, it is like I'm afraid to go to Colorado right now if it was true. You know, um, I basically have described the main storyline behind Susan Lambdin's book, Morbid Hearts, and it it's the series is called Dead Hearts, and I promised you a while back that I would actually talk about this book because I wanted to reread it to give it a little bit more justice. And then in July, when I saw her at AFW, I promised her that I would uh, do a review for her. And so far, she has four books in this series, working on her fifth and sixth. But uh, I own the first three, and I was gonna do all three together, but then I thought, nah, I'll just do one at a time. So in the first book, we have several different teams, and the main team in the first book is the Fighting Tigers. That's led by Cadence. Second in command is Highbrow, and then there's Whisper, Freeborn, Blaze, Smack, and Dodger. And then she brings in some other teams. She brings in Thor and Raven, who actually don't really like the Fighting Tigers, but they decide to team up and make an alliance, and something happens to where Cadence actually is made the commander of the whole group, and that just puts a lot of pressure and responsibility on her shoulders, which makes for a good read. Um, then there's Rafe, who is Cadence's boyfriend for a while, and then she breaks up with him. I'll get into that a little bit later. Um, so the book starts off with a bang. Literally, it starts off with a bang. Because she has a character fall into an electric fence and fry, and that's kind of what starts off things. They collect his things and take it up to their base, and they're rationing off some other things, and Cadence and Highbrow decide to keep some of the weapons for themselves, even though they're supposed to go to the higher ups. Um, and then the higher ups send them on a different mission to where Cadence and Highbrow end up getting separated, and Highbrow meets two more major factor characters in the book, Namor, and Savannah. Now, Savannah is a wild character, um, and she comes in with Rafe. So I'll get into that a little bit later. But so while Highbrow and is is helping out with them, uh, Cadence and the rest of the team are up somewhere else where Sarge had sent them, and then they see some commotions down somewhere in an area, and they decide to stay where they're at for the night, and then in the morning they'll go and help. Well, in the morning they go and they see this vehicle, and it's surrounded by zombies, and they decide to kill off all the zombies. Now, this is where it gets interesting because Rafe is actually in that vehicle, hidden under the tarps. He doesn't even want to get out. He didn't want to get out to go to the bathroom because he heard his comrades, his battle buddies, his friends all get killed. So of course he's not going to get out to conquer them, and for that reason he was labeled a coward. Well, for some reason or another, I don't think Cadence has ever thought that he was a coward. I think that she understood why he did it, but the rest of the Fighting Tigers don't like him anyway, so they're gonna continue to label him as a coward. But from that point on, Cadence breaks up with Rafe, and it's not because of his cowardice. It is because when they were going out, he was constantly cheating on her, and she knew that he was cheating on her. So it was kind of, she was getting tired of being cheated on. So that's why she technically left him. It wasn't because of his cowardice. It was because he was cheating on her all the time. So after she breaks up, he steals a Hummer from her and goes back to base camp, leaving her kind of defenseless, which is kind of, in a way, it's a good thing because they just start going on. And then he gets to base and he starts noticing that he's not feeling well. He doesn't understand why he's not feeling well, but he's not feeling well. So then he goes and takes a shower and he meets this girl in the shower, and he ends up biting her, and she doesn't like that. And he grabs her and slams her head against the wall, killing her. And then he takes off, and this is where he meets Cinder and Cerberus. And which is not the real name. Cinder is actually a little girl by the name of Cindy, and Cerberus is a little boy by the name of Billy. But they've both been affected, and they were both going to get killed off until Rafe saves them. So as soon as Rafe saves them, they attack the guard and kill the guard, and they all escape. Which goes back to Cadence, and Cadence has found out that her captain has been killed, and so she continues to progress, and this is when she is actually made commander, and she knows that down where Highbrow is being attacked, so she decides with her team that she's going to go save Highbrow. So as soon as she gets done with that, they all convene in a different spot, and set up camp, and she's made commander. She makes Highbrow captain. She makes Freeborn captain of security. She makes Door sergeant, and it's just all of these commands because she has been put in lead. She is the natural born leader. She knows how to fight, and that is why she's made a natural born leader. Now we go back to Rafe, who has actually set up camp in a hotel with Cinder and with Cerberus. And Cinder has actually decided that she is going to be the queen of vampires. And that means that Cerberus is her knight in shining armor. And he's her squire. He's going to protect her no matter at what cost. So they notice that Rafe is hungry, and they know that Rafe still has a thing for Cadence, so they decide to go kidnap Cadence. Well, they soon find out that Cadence is a little bit stronger than what they would like, and they figure that she's gonna be a danger to them. So they end up kidnapping Savannah, which at the time, Highbrow is interested in Savannah, and he's also interested in Cadence, and he thinks that Savannah might actually be the one to get his mind off Cadence, but it's not. And so they take Savannah, and Cadence knows that they take it, and she doesn't tell him just yet. And so then Savannah gets turned into a vampire. Well, then some scavengers actually show up, and scavengers are actually humans who are trying to survive themselves. Show up and make home into a hotel, and Rafe kind of invites them in, but he tells them that there are certain rules. You can't go here, you can't go there, because if you go there, something bad is going to happen. Well, something bad happens to the scavengers anyway. Uh, Queen Cinder and Cerberus and Savannah wake up and they go on like a killing spree. And they turn as many people as they can into vampires with them. And so, then Rafe and Savannah end up talking. And Savannah is actually not a very good person, as she has tried to convince people that she was when she was human. Because when she was human, she was shy and timid, and then when she turned into a vampire, we kind of see that she wasn't really as shy and timid as she wanted to show people that she was. In fact, she ended up admitting that she actually grabbed a kid and threw him to the zombies in her place. So, in human form and vampire form, she wasn't really a nice person. Um, and then Rafe decides that he can't live with her, so he ends up killing her. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics on how he killed her or anything like that. Um, so, yeah. And Susan Suzanne has brought so many characters into this book, and the way that she has it set up is she introduces them. She goes into one character, and she spends 2-3 chapters in that character, and then she shows another character. She spends 2-3 chapters in that character, and that is so unique to a book, because a lot of times when people are writing the books, they just tend to focus on one character and not delve into other characters. So on that aspect of Suzanne's book, I really, really enjoy it. Um, because we get to see different characters. And then she brings in vampires, she brings in werepumas, um, and it is really a decent read. When we did our reviews, I will admit, for me, the first time that I read it, it was a slow read. It took me a little bit longer. The second time that I read it, because I had already read it, it I I I finished it faster. So it was really good that I got it finished, even though it took me a while to get this review up. Suzanne, this is my call out to you. You have had some exciting things go on, and these books are actually absolutely fabulous. One of my favorite zombie series right now. Um, and right now I have two favorite zombie series. since I'm talking about zombie books, I'll go ahead and shout out to Lin E. Main. He has been absolutely busy with his own book, Zombie Waltz. Um, he's been actually going to conventions, and the last convention that I heard, he did pretty well up there. So, congratulations, Lenny. Continue the good work, Susanne. I cannot wait to finish your other two books so I can actually get started on the fourth book, which is at the Kearney County Library. Um, if you have any questions for me, hit me up on the link below. Leave me some comments. Throw me some private messages. And as always, keep following me on keep paying attention. It'll I know it took me a while to get this uploaded, but I've been having troubles with Wi-Fi, so that's another reason why I have had a little bit it's been a little bit longer for me. But if you have any questions, if you want to know anything more about Susanne Lambdin, let me know. Send me a PM. I will see what I can find out and see what kind of information I can give you. But like I said, if you're interested in zombie books, this is one to read. Um, you can find it on Amazon, or you can actually probably hit her up on Facebook. She has her own Facebook page, Susanne Lambdin. And I'm sure if you do that, she'd be more than willing to uh, autograph a book for you. Um, but anyway, I think that about wraps it up for Morbid Hearts by Susanne Lambdin. Um, so for everybody out there, this is from Jonathan's room, and see ya.